looking for. And like again, I don't need every trooper to be like god tier at everything happening in the city. I don't need them to be like insane driver, insane shooter. They can do backflips while they also do math calculations. You know, blah 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 blah. That doesn't need to be what it is. I want them to be people, recognizable people who will feel willing to help others. That's what I'm looking for, and who know what they're fucking talking about too. Incompetency doesn't go a long way with me. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I'm going to be speaking to each individual trooper to see what they think, department heads as well to see what they think, and kind of pushing out what I want my vision to be. And I would definitely appreciate feedback from you, especially high command on things, or if you think there's an area that we can something we can get involved in, or something that we can help support, or whatever. Just let me know.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about, oh, what culture is that? What kind of culture does your department have? The culture that I want my department to have is the kind of culture that means that every single person within the state police are respected, and the entire department is like the department itself commands respect. That's the culture I'm looking for. I don't want I don't know how to describe it. I think there's a lot of people who focus on the word culture nowadays, and I think that's cringe. Frankly, and isn't something that is the be all and end all of a successful police department. Culture comes naturally after you create a successful department. If you have a department that's naturally fractured, I'll say, or whatever, like I think that makes sense, then the culture never arrives. Culture isn't something you force, it's something that comes with time. A lot of people don't understand that. So
it took me too long to realize that at the start of LSPD. I was trying way too hard to force something that wasn't going to happen, on my actions. It was just going to happen.
Yeah. Things, traditions come up in time, and it's all about the journey to get to that. And I think people are all about this, like, let's get to the end game and have this like set culture where this person does this and this person does that. And it's like, yeah, it's cool, but that'll come in time,
Yeah.
Right now, the culture for state should be, we are very good at what we do, and we're here to help everybody that needs it. That's it.
I love that. Yeah, I think it's great. I think that'll resonate, and it's a lot easier to excuse me, it's a lot easier to consume for the rest of PD than, oh, these guys are the best, I think
I'm not the best at everything. I'm terrible at paperwork. I'm terrible at warrants. I'm terrible at raiding people. I haven't done that in a very long time. When I did it with Libby fairly recently, I had to be reminded how to do everything because I don't fucking remember. I'm terrible at dealing with people's emotions sometimes. If someone cries in front of me, I'm just like, pat on the back. And then, if I just can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those things I'm terrible at, but it's also why I surround myself with people that are good at a lot of these things. Because I can use them as my support unit, because I need support just as much as you guys do.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I think no.
What is this whole shit with Quinn?
Oh, so Quinn, yeah. So Quinn, Bass was saying Quinn's probably gonna get fired yesterday too.
Okay. Huh? So I read his report. There's a lot more that should be concerning than just Quinn. If Quinn's statement holds any truth to it, then
what did he actually say? Because I think Bass's I think it was like a knee-jerk reaction to what he was being told yesterday. I don't know what the end result was, so don't take what I said as like that's what's happening. But when he initially heard about it, that was the reaction. I should make sure.
So I'll just read it to you. It's a little bit of all right. There's a little bit of reading, but I'll read it to you. So Quinn had informed Brian Knight of a protest to happen conducted by Jaden Bain to protest the troopers' misuse of power, which I believe you were talking about. Protest happened at Legion Square. Quinn took some of the photos of the protest outside the bank from the middle of the square before parking his car at MRPD and heading back on foot. On his way to Legion Square, Brian 311 that Jaden was stabbed and needed 78s. Quinn ran the rest of the way to Legion Square and got the people on scene to back up towards the bank as no one else was taking command of the scene, even though there were already multiple trooper vehicles on the area. Whilst Quinn was getting people to back up, Suarez moved in and instantly detained Carl Pred, whilst others on scene queried why they were arresting someone that didn't do anything. Quinn got everyone on scene to show them their hands and search for signs of blood on their hands or clothes. There was no blood found on any of the people on scene, and therefore no reason to proceed any further research. Quinn took a photo of the stabbing area and started to suffer headaches and dizziness. Before doing so, though, he got a statement from Elizabeth Byrne that stated a female with maybe red hair wearing a mask got out of a dark and colored car believed to be black and stabbed Jayton before fleeing the scene. During this entire time of Quinn trying to deal with others on scene, the entire focus was on the suspect Carl Pred, and not a single officer thought of taking statements from people on scene. Quinn thought this was poor performance, but done the best in the situation given how he was feeling.
Brutally honest report. I respect it.
Well, it's more.
Oh.
Quinn proceeded to pass out for a moment from all the evidence he was seeing on the scene before he woke up and went to where Pred was detained. Upon getting there, Quinn asked if they had checked for blood on Pred's hands and clothes, which had not been done yet. Quinn asked if they had checked for a bloody knife and was informed by Suarez that there was no blood on Pred's knife. Unfortunately, this was all the time Quinn had before the wave came in and Quinn woke back up and went to MRPD, where Quinn stated to Crystal Clear that he would keep an eye out on what was happening because he did not trust Suarez. After all, in Quinn's opinion, the scene had been badly dealt with, given that Suarez had not checked for clear signs of blood on the suspect's hands in all the time it took Quinn to check about 9 different people's hands. When Quinn got to the cell where the suspect was, he tried to speak to Rose, and Detective Lucy Dumont yelled at Quinn to get away. Quinn tried to talk to Rose again, and the detective kept yelling it a direct order. Quinn eventually managed to say to Rose to make sure that nothing goes wrong, and left the room. The detective accused Quinn of trying to insert himself into a case that is not his, which is funny given that Quinn was the person that informed Brian that there would be a protest. The detective accused Quinn of trying to help the suspect. Quinn argued back that he was just doing his job and it doesn't matter who it was. Quinn asked the detective if they had even bothered to get statements from witnesses on scene and got a response of, "You expect me to get statements from everyone." Quinn responded along the lines that he, Quinn, actually did bother to get to speak to people to find out what was happening and that they should do a better job of investigating. Having been told to leave, Quinn headed out to the parking lot and called Elizabeth Byrne to confirm her statement and Conor McGregor to get his statement. Quinn attempted to call Reed Dankleaf, but he was unavailable. The reason to get a statement from Reed was that Quinn spoke to him on scene, and Elizabeth Byrne mentioned during the previous mentioned call that Reed said he thought it was a Sultan and the stabber was driving. That it was a Sultan that the stabber was driving. Quinn will follow up on this information at a later time when Reed is available, as apparently it's too much work for certain detectives to conduct interviews and get statements.
Well, fair. He probably shouldn't put all that stuff in a report.
Yes, I agree. It should be brought to chain of command.
It's
but
great
if it
was
weight
like a disciplinary
and it's true,
report.
Yeah, if it holds weight and it's true, then there's definitely more than just Quinn to worry about there.
Yeah, and that's my concern as well. Especially given that it was Suarez leading that scene. Although
I will say
Brian was there undercover too, so
there is very few people in PD that hold as much loyalty for Pred than Quinn. I will say that is a fact.
That's true. I don't believe he would lie though about any of this, or I don't think any of the facts would be exaggerated as a result. I don't think.
Like they're not checking Pred for blood and shit like that. Like
that's important. Yeah.
No, I think the way he's gone about this is the wrong way.
Yes.
I think he's doing it that way because of his loyalty to Pred. But is there actually anything? I guess the question when it comes to his firing or not, did Quinn do anything that affected the outcome of the case?
Doesn't sound like it.
Then is he, I guess the question is then, is he really the person who should be in question here?
Yeah, that's why I want to find out, because if that's all of the facts there in that, then there's no way Bass still would want to fire him after
so
that.
This is interesting too. Detective Dumont was unmarked and down the street, blah, blah, blah. Very shortly after, Sergeant Knight called for emergency backup over 311 as Jaden Bain had been stabbed. Immediately following the 311 was an anonymous 911 stating that Carl Pred was the stabber. Officers approached the scene and detained Carl Pred to pat him down for weapons. On his person was found 2 guns and a knife, one of the guns which did not come back to him, and he was placed under arrest for the criminal possession of that firearm. A second search was conducted and Detective DeMont found cocaine, a rolled bill, and a pair of handcuffs. After Tsunami Pride returned to MLPD, we were subsequently released pending charges under good faith belief that he was still a DOC officer and therefore that charges need to be pushed to the docket.
Okay.
I mean, that will make sense. Wait, why were the charges
So
dropped?
what did they go to court for then? Yeah, and why were the charges dropped?
Yeah. I guess we don't know. I guess we're in the dark a bit.
Yep. We're missing something. I think we definitely need more info here, for sure. I mean, from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like Quinn should be fired at all. Maybe we should chat, someone should chat to him about...
Unless his report, is what led to the charges? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think his report, facts. His report didn't include that 911. I think either way, if there's a stabbing and then there's a 911, then Pred gets frisked and then he has something illegal on him, so he gets arrested and then searched, and more illegal stuff. That sounds perfectly reasonable. But I guess
if you go on a scene and you get there and someone's been stabbed, there's a big group of people. Each and every single person there gets detained, right?
Yeah.
Each and every single person's hands gets checked for blood, and if they have appropriate, reasonable suspicion on any person there, they should go for frisk, right?
I'll be 1 second. I'm gonna go look at this now.
Yeah, I mean, even further, when I went through Academy, I don't know whether you were training at that point. When I remember doing 10-11s up at, I remember we did a 10-11 training scene up at Quick Fit, and it was a stabbing. And I remember going up there, and everybody who taught us said, if you go to a 10-11, that's assault with a deadly weapon. So you can detain everybody on that scene, and you can frisk them for a deadly weapon. So everybody, in my opinion, should have been frisked anyway, not just checked their hands, but...
So... That knife wasn't taken into evidence, but looking at the photos of the knife, it looks pretty broken. So, my question is, if the weapon that was used for the crime is taken out of the equation, do you still, I don't know.
I see. So you're saying, should the search of someone's person stop if the evidence is found, or the believed evidence is found? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
Interesting question.
It's not in evidence, but the photos of it, I don't know, it looks broken in the photos.
I mean,
why don't we have the knife?
That's a good question.
Was blood found on the knife?
No.
Was blood found on Pred?
Quinn told Suarez to look, and Suarez said no.
Quinn told Suarez to look, and Suarez said no.
Oh God!
What?
Did we dodge a bullet with
Suarez?
So
they hadn't looked at the knife until Quinn said to look at the knife.
Does Suarez know that you can go up to someone and check them over to see it? If I check you over, Libby.
So Quinn asked if they checked for a bloody knife, and was informed by Suarez there was no blood on Pred's knife.
Richard, it looks like you're wearing body armor.
I am. Wow. How could you tell?
So observant. That's crazy. That's the first. Is that not the first thing you check on a scene of a stabbing, especially if you have a suspect? I mean, for me, that's if I don't want to be Captain fucking Hindsight here, but if it's me, then I go on scene, and I don't frisk anybody until I've checked their hands for blood or any signs that they've been in a fight or a scuffle, if they're sweating or anything like that, or their pulse is raised because the adrenaline's pumping or whatever, that kind of shit. If none of that, if I don't see any of that, then I don't even bother frisking them. I know we can, but why would you? The person's clearly not stabbed anybody. Why would you bother?
Yeah, and then the backup question is, once the weapon is taken out of the equation, do you still keep looking for things?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's the
obviously
question, I guess.
Quinn is still in the wrong here for being like, you know, it was unprofessional, but at the same time, there's a bigger picture we need to look at as well.
Yeah, we need more info for sure. We're definitely lacking.
So Davenport texts me, I'm gonna answer in front of you guys, and I'll say exactly what I said to Snow and Dark.
Oh.
At the end of the day, whatever you want to do is up to you. Will I be sad? Yeah. Do I think that you can completely hold down a shift no matter where you are? Yes. So, is it going to make a difference? Yes and no. But whatever's going to make you happy and passionate and, you know, whatever, it's up to you.
Whatever keeps you coming on duty, Jack. That's all we want.
But at the same time, I'm not stealing Snow's thunder because he could have just wanted to speak to you about, like, what you see in the troopers and shit like that. And might not necessarily, you know, anything more than that, but I just wanted to let you know. You said whatever you upset.
No, this is the conversation I wanted to have. And then talk about troopers as well. So you're absolutely on the right path. No problem.
Okay.
You want us to walk away?
We should go.
No.
Yeah, we should go.
You guys are fine.
No, this is good talk. Good talk. We'll we should get some more information about this whole incident that happened last night.
Yeah,
so we can. I think both departments need to act here. But yeah, we'll leave you to. Just give us a bell if you need anything. Okay.
Yep.
Congratulations again, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Libby. Can you fly?
Yeah.
You got a license?
Yeah.
Do you have a license?
Seems like a mess. Absolute mess. What the fuck? The lighting down there was so good. All that blue lighting was awesome. I need a drink. Johnny finish his report. Where'd he put it? Perfect report, Johnny. Miscommunication is good IP. I agree. I'll be honest, I was watching Sab last night during a bit of the court case, so I'm trying not to fish too hard because I know a little bit of the outcome of the whole thing. But I'm pretty good. Oh, good night. That's all now. I'm pretty good at not bringing anything into roleplay, so. But yeah, I can confirm it's a mess. Smile. Though I don't know any of this Quinn stuff, so I'm quite happy to deal with it. Was a good case. Yeah, I'll be honest. I was a bit annoyed because I think I went to the bathroom when the verdict was made. So I missed Grace's verdict, which pissed me off a little bit. Uh-oh. Looked like it just dropped out the sky. I knew the outcome, but I didn't know, like, I didn't hear, like, his reasoning, you know? Wireless headphones? Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I need to ask Kirby what headphones he uses. We're also, like, an hour late to the thing that Matt wanted to do.
Hello.
Hey, I may have forgotten to call you when I was done.
Okay. Well, you called me. I just have to process someone, and then I'm good, and I can call over.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Up for the
Okay. All right. Do you know about I'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay. Is
Right.
this something that we can discuss over lunch or no?
Yeah, we can discuss it over lunch.
Hey, perfect. Perfect.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
We do need an outfit. That is very accurate.
Barbara, is there you putting in a report for him?
Yeah, I'm putting it up now.
Copy.
Did Trevor call me earlier? Yeah, he did.
Actually, should we attach to the warrant instead?
The warrant is its own incident. And
Hello?
Hey, Trev, you okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I just got struck by a brick. I don't know if this is the same individual or not. I didn't get a plate or look at the guy, but there is a guy passed out on the side of the highway. Can I call you right back? I think he needs medical.
Yeah, call me right back. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pass around. Don't say that. A surprise.
EMS from 699. I need medical stat. I got a gunshot, a wound victim next to Harmony.
Don't have any EMS on duty.
EMS down bad, huh? All the other kids in the bump. I run my gun. All the other kids with the bumped up. Get you better run. Yeah, that's why I think Bass didn't want to bring it up when he took Dark to that fucking Grapeseed PD the other day. And we asked him about it. It was like, you know what? Let's not talk about that one. And I was like, oh. Yeah. You said the same thing? I was awkward? Yeah. I kind of forgot, I'll be honest. I felt bad, but I think he was good with it. He handled it in a good way. You can't know exactly. I didn't want to. It's not something I would have pressed anyway. I figure if Bass is being honest about everything else, then he's saying that about that, you know, it's probably best just leave it be. Do 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 do. Run my gun, all the other kids with the bumped up, get you back. My buddy. Bam 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 bam.
'76 SMH my head hospital with one gunshot wound victim.
Apologies, Tackleberry. I didn't realize you were in the cell.
That's all right.
I had that scarf. I didn't notice that before.
Dispatch 41376, latest 71s.
Do 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 do.
331 1041.
What the hell? The palm trees have blown down. Oh my god.
41323, 1071s, West Eclipse, code 6.
Hello, Richard Dog speaking.
Hey, Dark, it's Fahrenheit.
Hey,
you
Johnny.
go and look over that.
I looked over it already. It's perfect.
Wait, you want to double check it again? Because I refreshed it. I added pictures as well. Perspective and
Ooh, let me have a
building.
look. Just one thing is just make sure you say that it's linked to the other incident. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it should be in the beginning. If you read the very beginning, it shows that they coincide. If you need me to go ahead and verify it like more, you know what I mean? Like lay it out more, I can too.
Where was it?
So it should be in the very beginning.
Oh, yes. It's in your statement. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did we get any casings from that rooftop?
Negative. I called Horver about. I radioed it in. No one found any casings. No nothing. They tried to go and get it done, but it seems like the wind kind of swept everything away.
That's fine. If need be, we can just get statements from the other officers confirming it was him shooting. That shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to get statements from Snow, Horver, and Lucy. You were shot, right? Yeah, you already shot down.
I was shot down. No. That he shot me down, but I didn't see him shooting from the roof. Why is that funny, Johnny?
No, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. I'm just like, no, look, I'm laughing because it's trauma. Okay, it's trauma laugh, Dark.
Oh, it's trauma laugh. Okay.
Yeah. Like I just suffered a traumatic experience where I watched you get shot down. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, you're a big lad. You can handle yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll pick myself back up.
Okay. Good work, Johnny. Good work, mate.
Hey, I'm gonna do my best for you. Okay, do my best for you.
Okay.
Just
Thanks,
saying,
Johnny.
Thinking about transferring to So yeah, I'll talk to you later.
We'll have you anytime, Johnny. Just get it approved. Touch on now. A transfer to LSPD. Ain't no way. What? Fahrenheit. Johnny. Because I didn't know how else to remember it. So my best way to remember it was phonetically, but how to spell it. And that's just the accent that came with it. Oh, talking of accents. I was at the shop this morning, at the local corner shop near my house. And someone next door was like drilling into like a fucking wall. Uh-oh. Great. Fantastic. My hands are on the steering wheel, officer.
No, I'm not pulling you over. I don't pull cops over. It's a bad look. It's a bad look to pull other police are. It's like literally diminishes like that sense of professionalism we should have. I tried calling you back, but for whatever reason.
Oh, I was on the phone.
You look good.
I'm married.
I'm not hitting. I'm just giving you a compliment, sir.
Thank you. No, thank you, Trevor.
I'm not.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I wouldn't.
Listen, I know how you West Coast boys are.
Sir, I'm not going to try to break into your house, steal your socks, put them in my mouth, and then masturbate in my bedroom.
What? Why is this so specific?
That is while wearing high heels.
Okay, all right. Let's move past this. What's up, Trevor? What's going on?
I just
you called me earlier. Sorry.
What did I call you about?
I don't know.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about the jewelry.
What?
The jewelry at the Jewel Dragon.
What about it?
Do you know anything about it?
Please, just don't go there. Just listen. Hold on, it's Chief. I can't ignore this.
Yep.
I can't ignore this. Hey, Chief.
Hello. Davenport wants to speak to us.
Davenport wants to speak to us. Okay. I'll come down to Mission Row unless you're in a blimp.
No, I'll
going
end
on,
it on the roof.
Okay, I'll be at the roof in give me 3 minutes. Okay.
Okay, I'll see.
Go
I'll
back
catch
up
up with
to
you
the
later,
roof
Dark.
then.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.
I'm trying to help this guy out.
Trevor. Oh, okay.
sir.
Yeah, we'll chat in a bit. All right. Did you
let me know when
hold
you're not
on,
busy.
really quick. Did you apologize to Manova?
Yeah, of course I did. Right after the situation, I called and I just said, "Hey, listen, I know that was probably unprofessional of me, but I had a different perspective." So,
okay, well that was very good of you, Trev. So thank you for that.
yes,
all right.
as soon as the situation was over, I ended up calling her. So,
good. Well, hopefully today she's around because I'd like to ride with the both of you during that evaluation. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
Go
right.
take care of the chief. I'll try to help this guy out. What's going on,
Thanks,
boss?
Trev. I want to talk to Minerva because I think, given that he's a transfer from another department and was a full officer, right? The way I see it is, what I might say is like, "Oh, Trevor, this is an evaluation for you to join the LSPD cadet program," but then secretly it's like, this is just a final eval to see if he's good enough to be a cop and join the LSPD. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he's supposed to be a transfer from another department, then he should be good enough as a full officer, but I guess we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Because if we can save cadet time, like, if we can save FTO time on a cadet that doesn't need help, then I would rather do that. But at the end of the day, I kind of want to leave it up to Minerva. Oh yeah. I'm here. I made it. 3 minutes. I did it. 2 minutes. Yeah, pretty bad. Oh, good parking, Chief.
Thank you. Thanks.
Wow.
I've never flown a blimp before.
Yeah, I saw it. I thought I saw it
just wiping
crash.
off the cat footprints.
Cat footprints?
Yeah, it was like a cat that walked on it. I was just cleaning it off.
Okay.
All right. You owe me a wax? No.
I don't think he can hear you. Oh, there he is. He probably can't hear you. Alright, what's going on?
Snow just offered me a position in the state police with the troopers.
Oh, congratulations.
However, I haven't given him an answer yet because I wanted to speak to you and Libby first.
Yeah.
I'll just be 100% honest with you. So I'm not happy with the way the shift is currently. And I haven't been for quite some time. I know I haven't been around that much, but I just don't like the direction it's going in. I feel there's no leadership. I get on duty, like everyone just sort of is out there for themselves. No one wants to work together as a team. And it kind of comes from not just the LSPD either, like the other departments too. It's almost like everyone's against each other. And if I'm to be honest, ever since the restructure, I think the departments are more split now than they ever were. Because Shift 3 always used to gel together, regardless of any of the other stuff that used to go on between departments, you know?
Yeah.
So essentially I wanted to ask you guys what your vision is, what you want to see from, and I'll be real, I only care about Shift 3. I don't care about Shift 2 or Shift 1 because I never ever get on duty during then. And I only have ever in the last 4 to 5 years, whatever it's been, I've only ever cared for the shift that I am involved in. So, because that's when I'm around and that's when I like to see it excel. So I wanted to see what your vision was and what you wanted from the shift, to see.
Yeah, I get you.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes complete sense. Yeah. Livy, you want to go first?
Let me think for a second.
And bear in mind, I understand that seniors are supposed to step up a lot more, this, that, and the other. But numerous times I've called out what should happen in situations and it just gets ignored. Like it just goes in one ear out the other and people just do as they please.
Are we
so rather than
talking like officers and deputies here?
Yeah.
Okay. As in like you gave them orders to do things and they didn't do it, or as in like a general change in kind of how we're dealing with things?
Just leading scenes and stuff like that, you know. When there's been certain calls made or whatever, I'll quite often say, we shouldn't do that or whatever, you know, like, let me give you some instances.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's been like, I'm on patrol a lot. Like I spend very little time in mission row or whatever. I'm always out there on the street. And there'll be majority of things I respond to are like banks and boosts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually pursuit related or on scene related. Numerous times I've told people to, you know, simple things like make sure you've got a gun in hand because you need to be ready at all times if someone rocks up, you know. And people just ignore you to the point where I nearly need to yell at them to say, put a fucking gun in your hand before they actually do anything, you know. And then I get excuses like, well, no, I was just about to do this, or no, I was doing this, or, you know, just random stuff. And then simple things like that, where that's one of the first things you learn as a cop is if you're on scene with something, you always have a gun in your hand when you've got suspects in custody, because if they're coming back to shoot or anything like that, you know, you're ready to go. Just common practice. Even with shootouts and stuff. Even the one we had yesterday at Capitol Hospital, I think there was only one person with a gun out that was securing the scene, and that was Rodney. But I couldn't say anything because I was injured, you know, so I can't really.
No, that makes sense, yeah.
But everyone that walked up to me is just walking around like they're on their lunch break and just having a chat with everyone, you know. That's not how you. We've just had 7 cops shot or something and they're just walking around like a blasé. They don't give a shit. That sort of thing.
I think that for me, I feel like the shift is close in terms of like I think everyone wants to work together, like everyone gets along, but a lot of people are afraid. Like it just seems like people are scared, whether that be of following orders, whether that be of making calls. Everyone has a hesitancy around them until it comes to the stuff where they should have a hesitancy, and then they have no problems. And it's like this weird, like, there's like this weird opposites. Like no one wants to take charge, and people take charge and they don't listen, or they just do their own shit anyway. I don't know. Like people get along.
I mean, yeah, there's no issue with people getting along, but they don't.
There's no cohesiveness to how people work, I guess.
To me, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Everyone seems to want to. They're doing it for themselves, not for their. I don't know. I always tried to make sure that. I think people work better when they work together as a team, rather than separately. And it feels like everyone's working together separately. That makes sense. Even though they get along.
I tried to I felt before the restructure, one of our biggest things with Shift 3 and one of our biggest issues was that like there was like this interdepartmental drama and that caused the issues. But when it came down to the wire and a scene was happening, people knew who to listen to and they were locked in. And since that, it's like people don't know who to listen to. They're afraid. Like, it's been a real weird thing. And I've tried to, like, understand your opinion on the meetings and stuff like that. But that was, like, the LSPD meeting was so that we had, like, a cohesive foot going forward. And I dropped those back. And then they wanted a joint one so that we all had, like, a whole shift cohesiveness. And we all got along. And I think that we all get along. But I don't know how to fix the, hey, listen sort of thing.
I think you're right. I think you're both right here. And I think that probably is the issue. And I think, Jack, you're right in saying that, in my opinion, the problem that you're saying here gets fixed with the same issue you're having, Jack, which is there isn't necessarily, like, standout people that are running the shift at the minute. I think, you know, if I'm around or the chief's around, we're often doing other things and can't focus on patrol. I mean, Madison's around, but I think she leads LSPD well. I don't think she necessarily leads the shift as a whole. I think that you know, with shift 1, I think you have, like, Snow, Stubble, Rhodes. Those kind of people, when they're on duty, they kind of lead the shift. I don't necessarily think we have anybody like that in shift 3 right now that has stepped up to lead a shift. If there is a kind of someone leading the shift and that cohesiveness, that kind of people, like shift 1 is one of those where I'm not trying to big up my shift, but I think because of Snow and because of Rhodes coming into it and because of Stubble, you can take uniforms off of everybody and it won't matter. You won't be able to tell who's in what department. I think with shift 3, if you did the same thing, you might be able to tell who's in which department because there is that kind of lack of glue. So I think I agree with you there. That I think that there does need to be somebody stepping up to, well, I mean, from the ranks of things, it's kind of like a lieutenant position. Someone needs to kind of fill that role for shift 3.
Yeah, me personally, I don't really give a shit about the rank deal. I've been
I agree
in high command. I've done that. That was like a goal of mine, which I've already achieved. So I'm not really bothered by it. But the only thing, and main reason is I want to speak to you about this is because I don't want to leave. I don't want to switch a department and leave something that I'm passionate about, because I am passionate about the LSPD and I have been since the day I joined it.
Yeah, I agree. I think both me and the chief know you're passionate. I don't think as LSPD we have a problem in shift 3. I think shift 3 has a problem. Or, you know, if this is what you're saying. I don't think it's a massive problem. I think it's a shift 3 problem, not a department problem. So I'm not saying, like, I don't care if you leave. What I'm saying is if you're looking to make a fix, then I think it doesn't necessarily matter where you are to fix that.
I guess, like, how do you see us as shift 3 fixing it? I was gonna get Rhodes here because I think he'd have good input as well.
He would, yeah.
He didn't reply.
I think it just needs leadership, and I've got a lot of respect for Beric. I mean, when I was in the troopers previously, I was trying to get him into the troopers because I was told to look out for people that may be a good fit for it. I think he would be perfect, and I had it even mentioned and spoken to him about it. However, at that time, it was still up in the air as what they were doing with the restructure and stuff like that, so it never ever went through. I think Madison does a great job with what she does. But even the command people that are around for shift 3, they don't. While they excel in some things, when it comes to being out there on patrol, I don't think they just don't make the calls that they should make. One instance is we had a shootout going on. Something people had shot from a vehicle. And Air 1 was following, and I think Beric was in Air 1. And numerous times he said he's warned them, whereas they should be. Actually, he was chasing another heli that was shooting at him, but he'd said he'd warned them multiple times, and yet you don't fuck around with that stuff. You open fire on them immediately. If they're shooting at you, there's no warning them. You know, like you should be shooting back and getting rid of that heli out of the sky, whereas they don't make the calls like that, and then it makes everyone on the ground like, well, hang on, they don't want to shoot that, so we, you know, are we supposed to shoot down here or whatever? I think
that's when I said, like, everyone, and I mean everyone, like, I do it sometimes too. I panic when it comes to the tough calls because no one wants to be the person that makes the tough call on things. Sorry. So, no, you're fine. Yeah, input is welcome on this as well. Okay, now you're pissing, so it's not anymore.
But, you know.
It's coming out of you anyway.
But yeah, that trickles down to everyone else on the ground when it's like that. When command members are hesitant to do anything, everyone on the ground is like, well, it takes, like I've even said multiple times, you need to be opening fire on this. You need to be, you know, you need to put that vehicle into a wall. You need to do this. You need to do that, because that's what. That's what's needed in some situations, you know. And it just doesn't happen. That's the sort of thing that I'm talking about with it's kind of hard to explain unless you're there in the moment. You don't really, it's kind of hard to explain. Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about though.
I think if I explain it in a shift 1 way, like back when I was just, you know, a deputy or something, whenever we would be on a call and let's say Rhodes was there or Angel was there or Snow was there, even Stubble these days, when I was just a wee officer and those guys were on shift and those guys were on a call, it is like a warm blanket for these officers, because they no longer have to necessarily think as hard about the tough decisions, because they can trust in their command or those people, because those people are known to make these calls. So all these calls about shooting people or being aggressive or the hard decisions, these people for a long time have stepped up. So you get this trust that you can do your work and you will follow their orders no matter what, because they always make the right calls and they always make them with confidence. And I think that is, like, I've personally experienced that, where it's comforting. It is it's comforting to know that no matter what, I can just do my job and I won't have to make those decisions, because I know that when shit hits the fan, you've got certain people that are always going to step up and they're going to make the hard decisions. And I think perhaps because it's new command, and perhaps because things have been up in the air since the restructure, there is nobody who has yet gained that confidence or given that confidence to the rest of the shift.
Yeah, because that's what I see. It's like a top-down thing, and that's basically everyone seems to wait for someone else to tell them what to do. No one can ever think for themselves and be like, well, hey, no, this is what we should do in a situation like this, you know.
I will say though, I don't think it's any of their faults. Like with Madison today, like I had to speak to her about not, you know, I kind of expected her to step up on a scene where the scene lead went down, and she didn't. And I think she understood that she needs to in that kind of situation. But I think that comes with new territory. But I think we've kind of got to circle this conversation back to you, Jack, and kind of, given this is an issue, like, what's your thought process here? Whether, you know, seeing that's an issue, like, how do you want to solve it? Like, what are you looking for when it comes to your decision making here for Trooper versus LSPD?
Well, I just wanted to see what direction you wanted the shift to be in, you know, because essentially I don't want to just leave and see it crumble or see it have struggle, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I can solve its problems. I'm not saying that I am the person to shift 3 or anything like that. It's just I don't want to see, you know, I want to see it grow, and I want to see people do well.
Yeah.
But I don't want to just sort of walk out and then
no, 100%. I get you. Chief, you wanna try this one?
It's hard. Like, either, no matter where you are, I think you can be that person in the shift. And maybe it just takes.
I agree.
I don't know. I don't know what it takes. Like, no matter what, across the shift, I think people just need that reassurance, and maybe that's something that I need to do as well. Being in the shift, just like, did he just say, "I guess, God"? Is this slimy fuck getting on duty because he knows that Snow is a sorry?
Wait.
I swear to God, if he is coming on duty for the first time in shift 3, to talk
I will
to Snow
deny
he's
his transfer.
lead,
I will deny his threat. I don't care.
Motherfucker. All right. So what was I saying? So I think no matter where you
Garcia,
are,
he's already spoken to us about this months ago. So.
What?
and he got moved to
I never
shift
said
0.
that,
No, he did. He spoke to Gus. He spoke to Bass about it, and he got moved to shift 0 for LSPD.
I think Bass said that he needs to be more active.
Yeah.
You know, he's been taking the charger
where's
out.
the activity?
The charger I
yeah,
use
I think it was during shift 2. There was I don't know if he got permission from someone, but there was like 7 cops on duty, so I would assume it was that day. Now I was just saying, I think no matter where you are, you can be that person. And I think it comes down to probably me being on duty more to be the brunt of when people do, like, if they make mistakes, knowing that they have that person to fall back on, that'll have their back. And I think I need to empower people more to have that, so that they trust the people making the decisions that, hey, at the end of the day, if the decision is wrong, it's gonna be okay, you know?
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. Long story short, TLDR, I just don't want to leave it.
This is not in a negative light. I think shift 3 LSPD is our best shift right now. When it comes to unity and numbers, I think you going to troopers, again, this is not in a bad light. I don't think it's going to have, too negative of an impact. I don't think things will fall apart, because you'll still be doing the same job you're doing now as a trooper. So, yeah, like, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to kind of work on and be that support that Snow wants troopers to be, then, I'd go for it. I don't think Davenport's fishing for rank.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You can.
Okay.
I don't think Davenport's the rank.
I'll be honest.
Type.
I just hate to be that person that everyone says, "Oh, look, he dipped because they're down bad a little" or something like that. You know, like. I don't.
Oh damn! But listen, everybody's done that every step of the way. It's just nobody. Listen, there ain't. I'll take it. We have never. There's been no department that's had as many transfers out as us. Okay, and we wear that as a badge of honor. Okay, so it's fine.
I don't think that's true at all.
I imagine that's what people will say. So I'm gonna take it in advance. I think probably Bass, when Bass was the head of LSPD, that probably had the most transfers. Exactly. So, but like people are, we're gonna be. That's what people might see us as right now, and that's okay. So, listen, I don't think anyone's gonna hold that against you, especially when you say, we were perfectly happy and even encourage you to do so, because You know,
Yeah.
I said it to Snow. He asked for recommendations, and you know, there's not a lot of people that fit the trooper vibe. But I think you generally are one of them.
Okay, thank you. All right. Well, yeah. I just wanted to speak to you first before I made a decision.
I definitely agree with the problem that you see. It's just it's taking some time to figure out what the solution is to it.
Yeah, I personally don't understand
like,
his.
other than just
I think he just want to abandon us. I think
same
he just want to
structure
abandon
across the board and
LSPD.
across departments that we had before was the solution, and then it comes down to like the limitations on what we have available now to do that. Like, how do we empower people away from that? And I think the only thing I can come up with is just me being the brunt of bad shit, I guess.
But the way I see it is, whether he's in the troopers or the LSPD, it's not going to
Probably
change.
will take the offer. To be honest with you.
Was that bad? You said okay. I didn't mean that for.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, just know
it doesn't matter where he is.
I will always help you guys.
That's the problem,
help
you know.
with something, you know what I mean? Like, just because I won't be wearing a uniform doesn't mean that I don't.
No,
like, if you just need, even with the pursuit coordinator stuff, I don't mind still helping out doing that sort of stuff with Espinosa, you know.
Yeah, I think troopers will probably be doing that stuff anyway, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah. Listen,
so I've got no problem like helping out in any area.
You haven't got to worry about us thinking you're abandoning ship. We're never going to think that of you. So you know,
the only other thing. Sorry,
I think that about other people.
The only difference between the two that I think is.
I think it's more for.
In LSP, you'd be focusing.
He's wanted to be a trooper for a long time, I think. Right? He was a trooper, you know?
Troopers, I think that you'll want to focus on helping the entire shift.
Yeah.
And like, as much as it's like sad to see, like, man, last time you went to troopers, I almost cried. So, stop making my heart weak, man. So as much as it would suck, and I'd love to have you help develop Maddie, you can come over.
Okay.
Come over. Yeah, like, as much as I'd like you to stay and help develop Maddie exclusively, and, you know, work with her and you to be that voice, I think that someone like you could be beneficial to not only Maddie but also Barrick.
He was, yeah, I think he might have been High Command Trooper, yeah.
Them both develop.
Okay.
But it would, at the same time, suck to see you go. I just want to emphasize that, but I don't want that to hold you back.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I think I might actually do it. If I'm accepted.
Joke's on you. Request denied.
I am missing so much context.
Davenport's gonna. Yeah.
Snow offered me a position in troopers for shift 3.
Hell yeah.
Wait,
obviously he's got to speak to Bass first.
She just said it's denied.
So she just spent the last 10 minutes telling me that it would be a good thing, but
oh, okay.
pretty sure she's
Fair
joking.
enough. Fair enough.
She okay?
But I just didn't want to leave the LSPD, I don't know, passionate about the LSPD and always have been, so I didn't want to sort of leave if, you know. I think there's a lot of things that aren't perfect in shift 3 currently that they usually are. You may see it yourself too, but I find that people don't work together as a team as much as they used to.